everybody. All right, so for our fun activities for the rest of this week, I thought we would focus on Easter things since Sunday is Easter. Fantastic holiday. And I hope you are still able to have some fun. Maybe it'll be really good weather and you can still have a wonderful day with your family. Maybe you're getting ready to color some eggs and do some fun things like that. But we'll also do Easter crafts. I'm going to show you one of those in just a minute. But I'd like to teach you a song that I used to do as a little girl called Here Comes Peter Cottontail. Maybe some of you know it. And there are a couple of versions out there, so the way I sing it might be a little bit different. But that's okay. If you don't know it, we're going to do where I sing it and then you repeat after me, and then we'll try it together. And then we'll sing it a couple of times this week. This was made into a movie. I can't remember if it was one of those animated ones with the puppets or if it was cartoon or whatever, but I'll see if I can find it and let you know where you can watch it if you're looking for some Easter movies this week. Okay, so this is how it goes. Like I said, you echo back after me for each line, all right? Here comes Peter Cottontail. All right, ready? Here comes Peter Cottontail. Very good. Hopping down the bunny trail. Your turn. Hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Try that one. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Very good. Bringing every girl and boy. Try that. Bringing every girl and boy. Baskets full of Easter joy. Try that. Baskets full of Easter joy. Then we do hippity hoppity again. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Can you try that? A little bit different, and our voices went up instead of just going down lower. All right, let's try it. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. All right, then it's a little verse here. He's got jelly beans for Tommy. Try that. He's got jelly beans for Tommy. Colored eggs for Sister Sue. Colored eggs for Sister Sue. And an orchid for your mommy. And an orchid for your mommy. You know what an orchid is? I have some of those out there. I'll try to show it to you when I show you the craft. Real pretty flower. I think it's an orchid anyway. So an orchid is a really pretty flower that moms do like. Where am I in the song? And an orchid for your mommy. And an Easter bonnet too. And an Easter bonnet too. And then we do Here Comes Peter Cottontail. Here comes Peter Cottontail. Try that again. Here comes Peter Cottontail. Hopping down the bunny trail. Hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, a little different. Listen. Hippity hoppity, happy Easter day. See that? Try that. Hippity hoppity, happy Easter day. All right, you want to try it all the way through? All right. Like I said, it's a little, it's just the first time we're learning this, okay? So just do the best you can. We'll do it again another time too. Here we go. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Bringing every girl and boy. Baskets full of Easter joy. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Jelly beans. He's got jelly beans for Tommy. Colored eggs for Sister Sue. And an orchid for your mommy. And an Easter bonnet too. Here comes Peter Cottontail. Hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, happy Easter day. There you go. Now you can always rewind it and try to practice it again to learn it. That's a fun song. It brings back a lot of good memories for me about Easter when I had my kids and when I was a little girl too. So ask your parents how about some of their Easter memories, because it's always good to listen and hear about some of our parents' things that they did and how they celebrated Easter and everything. All right? Okay, so now on to a craft that we're going to try. It's going to be a new one. Okay, to continue with our Easter-themed activities this week. Oh, first of all, let me grab my orchid. This is one my boys gave me. There it is. for Mother's Day a few years ago, and it's in bloom right now. So there's an example of one. Oh no! Anyway, really pretty. I'll leave that over here. Okay, so what you need for this craft is you need a little bit thicker piece of paper. I have a piece of cardstock, a piece of poster board, or construction paper even would work really good. Just the regular white paper, you might have to get a couple pieces to make sure that it does all right, it holds it in here. And then you need some just regular salt, some glue, and then you can use, they said, some watercolor paints. What I did, I didn't have any, and I used food coloring. I put 1 drop in, and then just added some water, just a little bit. You see I don't have very much. It won't take very much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a picture of an Easter egg with my glue. And now they do have ones that if you look, you can find like a template if you just want to trace it. I didn't want to trace it. I just wanted to do my own. And you guys are such good artists that I think you can do your own just fine. But I'm trying to make sure the glue gets everywhere. All right, and I'm going to put a couple of designs on it. And I'm going to switch the camera around so you can see what I'm going to do after a little bit. So I'm just making some little designs here. Oh no, tried to make a dot and I was going too fast, so my dots kind of went into a whoosh mark instead. That's okay. All right, so I did my outline in glue, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my salt, kind of like if you use glitter, and I'm going to sprinkle salt all over it and make sure I cover up everything. Salt's pretty inexpensive if you just use regular or old table salt, so this is a kind of a good craft. Okay, and then I'm going to shake it off, and what they said was just be careful just to shake it, just tilt it a little bit, and I have a trash can here. Okay, that did pretty good. They said don't tap it because what'll happen is your glue will go everywhere, and it kind of did that. Actually looks really cool. Okay, so I'm going to stop this and come over here so you can see what I'm going to do for painting the rest of it, okay? Okay, so that didn't turn out too badly. You can see some of the glue kind of came apart. That's okay. I would try to do a little bit better next time, I guess. That was my swoosh. That was my dot that didn't become a dot. Okay, so yeah, just glue, and then in the shape of an Easter egg, and then put the salt on it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush, and I'm going to put in a color. Now, what they said, you don't have to actually paint. What you're going to do is really kind of tap it on there. Oh my gosh, I didn't show you all this. So what happened? This is so cool. Let's see if I can do it. If I'm just barely touching it, and look at that, it soaks it all the way up. How cool is that? Oh no, I'm getting so excited I'm not putting it on the camera. See how that's doing? So it soaks, so I'm just barely touching it, and it soaks the paint all the way up there. Hey, Mr. Scott, look at my art activity.
Scott has a still paint.
Oh no, Mr. Scott is also painting, but he's painting a ceiling, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go through and paint different ones. But I'm just barely touching it, and it really spreads very easily. Okay, so let me finish this up and then I'll show you again. Wow, look, it spread all the way down there. All right, I'm gonna mix some colors and see what happens here. Okay, I'm all finished. So this is a really cool project. I've never tried this before. So a couple things I would do different. When I tried to mix, I just tried to see if I could mix blue and red, and that didn't turn out too nice. I mean, you try it out and see what colors you have. But I would have done more yellow. Boy, that really turned out really, really bright. Yeah, I would try some different designs and everything next and do some more of these. But look, I barely used any of my colors. So that was 1 drop of food coloring and maybe, gosh, I don't even know how much water. I mean, a couple of tablespoons of water and mix it. So you need very, very little. It stretches really hard. But remember, just barely, barely touch it and it'll do that. So just some glue, some salt, and then you can make an Easter egg too. Now, my understanding is they said it takes a good 1 to 2 days. You got to put this in a safe place to let it dry. Okay, so I'm going to put mine on top of the refrigerator, I think, to see what it looks like in a couple days, and hopefully it'll harden up. And then I'll have a cool Easter decoration for Sunday. All right, have fun. I can't wait to see what you all come up with. If you have the stuff to do this, try it out and send me a picture or a video and let me see what kind of art crafts your salt projects turn into. And one last thing I forgot, because when I went and visited everybody on Thursday, we had one student who was not there, and that was Daniel. And so lucky for me, he doesn't live that far from me. And when my family went out on the boat on Saturday, I think, he was out on his dock with his family, and we got to say hello. So here he is saying hello to the class. And that means I got to see every single one of you last week. That makes me so happy. I miss you all so much. Bye.
Okay, so there's Daniel and his family. We met him out here on the lake. Yay! Daniel, you doing pretty good this last week?
Yeah, I want to go back to school.
I know, me too, bud. I believe me. Are y'all going out on the boat later?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, well, we're going to be out for a little bit, so maybe we'll see you out here, okay?